Hi, my name is Biodun Omosako. I'm a neuro-linguistic specialist, and I have trained many schools on how to get the best from the learner's brain. And in this video, I want to talk about foods that aid brain functioning. Food that aid brain functioning. And this is very important for every teacher, for every parent to watch this video. I want you to also share the video with your friends, neighbors, and everyone else. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I want to strongly recommend that you subscribe to my channel. Just click there now so that anytime I've done another video, you can have access to the video. So it's important for you to subscribe to my channel. I don't want to waste your time. I want you to know that the topic I want to teach today is very, very important, and I want you to share it with everyone in your circles. Schools need to share this video with their teachers and with their parents. It's very, very key. Share it so that it's possible for school to be doing a great job, and the parent back at home may be sabotaging your effort. And this is why it's important to also educate them. This is one of the educations that we need to give to the parent, because the ignorance of certain things that we do, the effect of certain things that we do, is what is limiting the ability of our children to learn. And we need to help parents to be aware of certain things. Honestly, many of them did not know that what they are doing is wrong, and that's why they are doing it. So as schools, as teachers, we need to be able to provide that service to our parents and show them why certain things should not be done in certain ways. Now, where did this problem come from? Where the problem started with parents who have rough background. It's common with them, you understand, and now they have money. So in their mind, they are thinking, I have suffered when I was small. I want my child to enjoy. I don't want my child to suffer like I did before. And because of this mentality, they begin to give their children many things that they don't need. And at the end of the day, those things will become, counterproductive for the children. Many children are struggling in our classes today, not because they have bad brain, just because of the food that we give them to eat. What is the effect of this? Well, the teachers may be doing their best, but the brain will not be able to function at its optimal level. So, if your child is having challenges with learning, the food he or she is eating may be the issue. And so that's why it's important for us to look at this important topic. You see, the food we eat has direct impact on our brain functioning. Whether our brain will function optimally or we underproduce depends on the kind of food that we give to our brain. And I'm going to prove that to you here and now. There are some food that hate learning, while there are some food that impair learning, prevents learning from taking place. So, if we want our children to be brilliant, we need to be intentional about it. And being intentional about it has to do with, we have to give them the support that they need. And we have to give them the good food that will help their brain. And I can tell you something here for free. Many parents are failing in these two areas. Number one, they are not providing the support that their children need for them. If you see any child that is doing well in learning, there is someone somewhere who is helping that child. No child succeeds on its own by his own effort. There must be somebody behind him or her who is teaching him, who is motivating him, who is giving him or her strategies to excel more than others. And that's why I have done a video that I've entitled How to Give Your Child Home Advantage in Learning. It's a free video, and I want to strongly recommend that you take time to watch that video. The second area is in the area of the food that we give to our children. That's what I'm going to address in this presentation. One thing you need to realize is that for learning to take place, there must be neural connections. Thousands of neurons in our brain have to connect together for a synapse to take place. A synapse is a piece of understanding. So if you say 2 times 2 to a child, for him or her to understand what 2 times 2 is, a number of neurons in their hundreds of thousands will have to connect together for that to take place. And the neurotransmitter travel through water in the brain. So the movement, the speed of connection of the neuron is done inside the water in the brain. So when the brain is dehydrated, neuroconnectivity will be difficult to take place. And that's why many children, you can ask a child 2 times 2 and it gives you back down. And you ask another child, it takes longer time for him to know it because he has not made enough neural connectivity for figure. So if we want to help our children to be able to make sufficient neural connectivity at the speed of light, their brain should not be dehydrated. There should be a lot of water because neural connectivity takes place within the water. It travels through the electrical neurons in the brain. So the brain must not be dehydrated. But you know what? Most brains are dehydrated. That's the truth. Most brains are dehydrated. So the most essential nutrient for the brain is what? Water. Water. At every point in time, our brain needs sufficient water. Let me tell you something. You see, 83% of the blood content is water. I hope you know that. Now, blood acts as the transport system, delivering nutrients to the brain and eliminating toxins. Alright? Now, when sufficient water is not delivered to the brain becomes dehydrated. When sufficient water is not supplied to the brain, it becomes what? Dehydrated. So when the brain is dehydrated, it functions far below its capacity. So one of the reasons why many children's brain is performing below its capacity is because the brain is dehydrated. So our brain requires a lot of water for it to function at its optimal level. So what is the effect of dehydration to our brain? Well, dehydration can impair short-term memory function and the recall of long-term memory. It has been noted that even a decrease of 2% of water in the brain can cause memory impairment. So this accounts for why many children they forget easily, because their brain is dehydrated. Now, slight dehydration can cause fatigue, headache, lack of mental clarity, stress, and sleep issues. One of the effects of dehydration on the brain is short attention span. You see, many children, many parents or many teachers have complained, oh, the child has short attention span. Well, one of the reasons why children could have short attention span is because of dehydration in the brain. So dehydration makes you lose your focus and affect your concentration. So dehydration can prevent the ability to concentrate for a long period of time. It could also lead to mood swing and affect memory. Thus, to improve the efficiency of your brain, drink water. Water drinking is what? Essential. Very, very essential. Now, let me prove this to you more. Study at the University of London. Some children were studied. Top children. And it was discovered that Those children that are topping their classes are those children that drink minimum of 2 liters of water every day. Now the question is, how many liters of water do your children drink per day? And this is the minimum level of water that the children need per day. So every child should take minimum of 2 liters of water per day. Very essential. Give them water and water-based foods. Give them water, H2O. Give them water and water-based foods. This is what the brain needs. This is what the brain needs. Yes, I know you are rich, but don't keep destroying their brains. Give them what their brains requires to function at its optimal level. Now, don't get it twisted. There are 2 types of water-based foods. Some are natural. They remain at their natural level. Those are the ones I'm talking about. The cooked and the processed water-rich food, they don't have enough water. In the process of processing them, in the process of cooking them, a lot of water that they have naturally have evaporated. So they don't have sufficient water that the brain requires. So what I am talking about is unprocessed water-rich food. Unprocessed water-rich foods. Watermelon, papaya, pawpaw. You have many of them. These are the things that the brain requires. Alright, vegetable, fruit, sprouts are what the brain requires. Do you get that? Now, before I show you some specific food that are bad for the brain, I have some announcement for you, and I want you to listen carefully here now. Like I said to you before, I'm a cognitive psychologist, and I specialize in empowering teachers and empowering parents to be their best in their job. We have a special training that we give teachers now. It is called the whole brain approach to teaching. I believe that every school, every teacher needs to know this, because 90% of the children in our classes today are right brain children. And with the current educational system, many of these children's learning needs are not being met and cannot be met with the current educational system. So I teach teachers how to engage the right side of the brain and the left side of the brain of children when teaching them. And I tell you, we have had beautiful and powerful testimonies through this training. I know schools spend money on facility, on chairs, on building and all that, but I tell you, sir, Amam, they equally need to be upgraded and empowered. If your school has not experienced us, I want to appeal to you. You need to invite us. I want to show as many teachers as possible then. So if you're a school owner, we want to train your teachers. If you don't do it because of them, many school owners have told me after training them they will run away. I know that, but you won't say because of that you won't train them. If you don't do it for their own sake, do it for the sake of the destinies of many children in our schools whose destinies are being buried by the current teaching methodology. So I will look forward to getting an invitation from you very soon. Also for parents, by special grace of God, I have authored well over 15 books, and these 2 books are essential for your children, particularly if you have a child that is struggling with mathematics. My mathematics tricks is a wow book. And of course, like I said to you, we need to know how to engage the right side and the left side of the brain in learning. This is for parents. We have 90% of our children today are right brain children. As parents, we need to know how to engage their both sides of the brain in learning. This is one of the ways in which we can provide them own advantage in learning. So if you've not gotten my books, I want to strongly recommend that you get my books. If you look at the beneath of this video, you will see our link there. You can go ahead to buy the book. So let's go back. Some foods are bad for the brain. What are these foods? Let's quickly look at them. Number one, carbohydrate is not good for your brain. So the rice, the starchy based foods that we give to these children do more harm to their brain than good. And we need to be aware of this. Another bad food that we give children are sugary and sugar-based foods. Coke, give them juice and all that. They are all sugar. Now the problem with sugar is that sugar will be converted to glucose. And when the blood takes it to the brain will not be able to absorb the water in that. So that's why sugar is not good for your children. Many people give Coca-Cola, Fanta as a way to prove statements that they are rich to their children. Can I tell you something? You are doing them a disservice. There are other things you can give to them in place of sugar. You can give them sugar cane because we have good sugar and bad sugar. You can give them berries. You understand? These are good sugar that, because of course the children need sugar for their strength. You understand? But don't give them the bad sugar in those processed canned drinks that you give to them. All right. So another thing that is bad for the brain of our children is sodium. Don't let us give them too much sodium. It's not good for their head, neither for their brain. Now we have some good fats and we have some bad fats. So bad fats include the fats we get from butter, from red meat and the rest. We need to avoid all of this for the children. They are going to school, you are giving them 4 pieces of red meat. You are doing the brain a disservice. Of course, canned foods, they are processed foods. They are not good for your child's brain. All right, all of these things, there are many. I can't exhaust the list here. There are many. All of these things, we need to avoid them. Now, the simple formula to know what food to give to them and what food not to give to them is use this formula. God made food and man made food. All processed food are man-made food. All fruits, vegetables, sprouts that you did not cook or process, they are God-made foods. These are good for the brain, and this is what we should give a lot of them to our children. So, what are the food that are good for the brain? Well, let me quickly go through that. Water, pure and nothing added. No flavor, no nothing. Pure water. And again, the water must be pure. It must be very good water. Of course, vegetables, raw vegetable, not cooked vegetable. I've told you before, in the process of cooking, a lot of water is evaporated. So, raw vegetables, give vegetables to them. Fruits, water-based fruits. These are very essential. Fish, from fish you can get the good fat. All right, from fish you can get the good fat. Give them avocados instead of giving that butter to them. Give them berries instead of that sugar. And there are so many other ones that are very good. I've given you the formula. God made food and man made food. All right, now it's not just only water that the human brain requires. Our brain also requires some other nutrients, including protein. So give them food that are rich in protein. Give them omega acids, and that can be gotten from fruits as well. Give them vitamin B6. Give them vitamin B12. Give them a lot of folic acids. All right, either the food that are very rich in all of these vitamins, or you give them supplements that are rich in vitamin B6, B12, and folic acid. These are the things we need to give to our children if we want their brains to be able to make faster and richer neural connectivity. All right, the big question now is, what's in your child's lunch bag? What's in your child's lunch bag? Every day as they go to school, I want you to check their lunch bag. What do you have in there? Is it brain-helping food or brain destroying food? Are they God-made foods or man-made food? You always need to check this out as they go to school every day. And I want to strongly recommend that you give them more God-made food. All right. I hope you have gained value from this presentation. I look forward to training your teacher very, very soon. I am waiting for your information. I also want to call for your PTA. I need to speak with the parent. You see, there are three parties to learning or teaching process: the parents, the teachers, and the school, and the child itself. So it's very important for us to be able to teach all of these things. I know powerful strategies that can bring out the best from any type of child. So I look forward to having your invitation. If you have not subscribed to my channel, you really need to do so that you can be informed once I made another video. I want to say a big thank you to you for taking out time to watch this presentation. Thank you, and God bless you.